Spencer, did you know there are 5 questions that we cannot answer for our clients legally? We cannot answer. There's probably more, but we're going to share 5 of them today. Are you ready for these?
I'm ready to stay out of trouble, so I legally need to know what these 5 things are that I can't answer if you're a buyer or seller talking to me, and I can refer you possibly to somebody else.
Well, that's true. And also, okay, just a little background. These questions are mainly geared toward buyers, by the way.
Okay.
Sellers might want to know some of these things, but mainly this is going to be for buyers, and especially if you are a buyer. I think these will apply no matter where you're buying, but if you are a buyer who is relocating to another state, especially like so many of our clients are, they're relocating to Oregon, we're working with them. These are things that we just can't answer for you, but you're still going to want to know. And so at the very end, we're going to leave you with a couple of resources that will help you basically find the answers to these questions that you're asking that we are legally not allowed to address
There we go.
with you. Okay, let's jump right into it. The first is this a good place to raise a family?
Man.
According to Realtor.com, if an agent admits to a certain area being not all family friendly, it could imply that families with kids aren't welcome. Or on the flip side, if the agent says the neighborhood is a good place for kids, that could be interpreted as saying households without kids aren't welcome, which is another form of discrimination. So that's something that
that's a big no-no.
Can't just straight up say it's a good place for kids.
Mm-hmm. And like you mentioned, we don't want to discriminate, but we don't actually want to steer clients to particular areas as well.
Yeah.
We need you as the client to be satisfied fully with your sale, your purchase, and understand the decisiveness of where you're wanting to live and invest in these properties. Because remember, we are dealing with a $300,000, $400,000, even $700,000 home at these
$1 million
times.
buyers,
exactly.
with clients, moving here with families that we work with.
And it's like, okay, you need to be certain with your area. Real estate professional. I mean, it's okay to ask questions, but remember, I cannot steer you. I cannot discriminate towards the area you're wanting to live within. What I can do is send you factual knowledge and say, you know what, this is the rating on this particular area for this particular question you're wanting to know.
Yes. And I know these are important things to know if you are moving somewhere, especially moving like so many of our clients are. You're moving here, you haven't been here before, and you're not going to come until after you close. So these are really important things to know. And when we do have that initial buyer consultation, either over Zoom or over the phone with you, before we start house hunting, we will be able to discuss, get your questions answered and discuss, everything it is you're looking for so that we know kind of what to be sending you. But we can't just straight up say it's a good neighborhood for kids, which I don't know. I feel like that's kind of dumb.
I know, right?
What
I like to do specifically, because I understand, I'm even in some of you guys' boats. I Google map everything in particular areas in a state maybe I have interest in because it pops in my mind and I want to do more research about it. I'll blow up that area and I'll actually put it on the map so where like you can see it in real live time, so I can see the surrounding areas, the streets. Is there a shopping center next to it? Is it next to the beach? Is there grocery shopping? That type of thing. And I think that's really informative. So if you have questions about a particular area, of course, ask your real estate professional. But then also go the extra mile if you're out of state and maybe you've never lived in that state you're wanting to move into. Google Maps it. I really thought that's been like...
And you can see the satellite in view.
The satellite footage.
Oh, this is what that kind of neighborhood looks like. It definitely helps. Now, another thing I will say about this particular question of is it good area for kids? If I was going to be moving my family to another state without having been there first, and I wanted to know, is this a good area for kids? What I would do, even if I wasn't planning on sending them to, the public schools in the area, I would still be looking up the school ratings, because something that is definitely true to our area is if there are good school ratings, generally those are going to be the nicest, most desirable areas. There's going to be nice playgrounds in those neighborhoods. Like that's what you're going to be finding versus if it's a neighborhood and the school ratings are super, super low, then it kind of goes hand in hand with, and that's something that we can say is we can point you to the facts, which at the very end we'll show you how to do that yourself as well.
Public knowledge.
Yes.
It's open and out there.
Yes, that is something we can say. So the next thing we are not supposed to address is this area safe? And that's something that also I feel like safety, just because I've worked with so many clients who are moving to our area from so many different places. We see people moving from smaller towns with less to do to LA. We have a lot of people from LA, that area. And they're obviously, a lot of our clients from those areas, like bigger cities, think that areas in Salem that we might consider not necessarily the safe area, like they don't think it's unsafe because of where they're from. So this is very relative. So I get why we can't necessarily just straight up say like, this is a safe area. However, you can look up crime ratings, or we can even do it for you. And that is something we're allowed to share with you, is crime ratings, and the it kind of just speaks for itself, you know?
In my definition of safety, the word safety is going to be completely different than maybe your definition or even Mariah's definition of safety. I mean, the way I grew up, my household, I don't know what was safe. Mariah and I have completely different opinions of even our daughter, how to do certain things in raising her. And, you know, that is relational. But our definitions of safety, also particular areas, what you're comfortable with, what you're uncomfortable with, job employment, that type of thing. Like, we all have a different definition. And that's a big key, though, to understand. So if you're solely relying on your realtor to say, you know what, I want to mimic what you're doing, I want to live in your area because this is where you live, I would say that's more of an idolizing thing rather than safety. And so we can always send you the reports. You read the reports as well. Once again, public knowledge, but you can't just determine based off of what you've been told. I really think there's a real experience side to real estate and economy. And we can always take video footage if you have questions like that on a virtual showing. We do that all the time, weekly for our clients, to let you guys know the area you're looking to move into. We'll do neighborhood tours every other day if you'd like. You know, that's just something we do automatically for our clients, and it's partly to eliminate these questions for you guys to have more comfort in all of your home sales and purchases here in Oregon.
The next question is this a good side of town? And so this is another thing that also is relative. I know for us, we our very first house that we ever bought and lived in was when we got married, was on a side of town that I know I've heard a lot of people say it's not a good side of town. However, I really enjoyed living over there for a number of reasons. Also, I have some clients who are about to buy over on this side of town, and this is, you know, out of all the areas, they've actually been here and they've seen all the other areas in Salem, and from what they've seen, this is the place that they're choosing. And so although some people say that it is a bad side of town because of their own personal opinions, preferences, maybe just different businesses that are over there or that aren't over there versus like other sides of town or whatever, it's just something that's so relative. So we can't just be like, this is a bad side of town, but what we can do is paint a picture for you of what to expect. Like, what's traffic like on this side of town? How far will it take you to get to here? What type of, you know, restaurants are over here? What can you expect? What's the layout like? That type of thing.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. I love it.
Okay, so now let's share. Did I say 5? I don't know why I said 5 at the beginning. I said 5 questions we can ask. There were definitely 3 questions here, but you know what?
You're only human.
I am only human. So sorry to cut it short for you guys, but now let's share what to do instead. So we have 2 resources to share with you guys. If you are buying a house out of state, whether you're moving to Oregon or if you're moving somewhere else, these are 2 resources that you are for sure going to want to know and have in your pocket. All right. Number 1 is schooldigger.com. Type in, you know, the neighborhood, the address, the location, the area, and it will tell you the specific, first of all, it'll tell you like exactly what schools are in the area close to this house you're looking at, for example. And then it'll tell you all the ratings, which, like I said, I think this is a good resource, even if you're not, maybe you don't even have kids, because the school ratings tend to just go with a nicer, cleaner side of town. If it's a really high school rating, generally it's going to be I don't know how to say this because we're not supposed to say it's a good side of town, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes. You can make your own opinion based off of that rating.
Yes. They kind of go hand in hand. And then the next is crimespot.com. Actually, it might be crimespot.net. So you can try both of those. But that is a website we actually pull up often for our clients if they want us to do it for them, or we'll just tell our clients and they will pull it up themselves on different properties. Oftentimes before we even do a showing for them, they'll pull it up on this website so that they can see, since they're not in state, like, hey, what's the crime like in this specific area? But I mean, generally, to be honest though, Salem is not what I would consider a high crime area. It's a pretty low key, smaller, very suburban style town is what we're gonna get.
And I mean, my brother is a police officer, and he's not in Salem. He's about 40 minutes away. But at the end of the day, there's always like a petty theft thing. And especially in Oregon, we do have that homeless population going. That includes the petty theft stuff. I mean, I've been not guilty of anything, but like I've left my car unlocked before and my wallet got stolen. You know, these type of things do happen in particular areas, but like it can happen in your driveway in the nicest part of Salem, especially. So there's always sometimes just one bad apple searching to do something, and we can't control that at times. That's why we have security cameras, though. That's why we do have law enforcement and law and regulation in place. But ultimately, I'm in agreement with what you're saying, though, with the criminal activity in our particular area. I mean, I'm talking to an individual from Stockton area in California, and, you know, completely different scenarios, sides of towns. They said, dude, I will move to Central, wherever the location is, where the heaviest crime rating is, over the best part of my city and town I currently live in. So there's nothing you're going to say or do that's going to scare me. I just want to know what's affordable, that I'm comfortable buying. Send me the video. Give me a virtual tour of the area and neighborhood, and let's get a deal put together if the price is right. So that's really what's cool with our out-of-state clients coming from particular areas. And then honestly, our video footage is second to none. And we're just doing that freely for you guys as our out-of-state clients, making this sale comfortable and obviously affordable with us representing you in the negotiations.
Yeah, no, something that I think is important to know is if you are relocating to another state, especially without actually going there first, it is so important to work with a relocation specialist real estate agent. And if you are somebody who, first of all, if you're thinking about relocating to Oregon, contact us. We'd love to work with you. We cover a pretty decent area here in the state of Oregon. And if you are thinking about moving anywhere else besides Oregon, contact us. We have connections to top real estate agents who are actually relocation specialists who will be able to do a great job for you. Trust me, you don't want to just go with a great realtor who doesn't work with a lot of relocation. If you're relocating, you want to work with someone who knows relocation. So that's huge. Contact us. We will get you all set up. Our email address and website is in the description below. And we'll see you guys next time.